Welcome to the channel. My friends, if this is your first time here, get ready for a ride that is going to blow your mind. And if you've been with us before, welcome back. You already know we like to find the rare, the insane, the one of a kind. But today, we are on a whole different level. You're about to witness something so surreal, so bold, and so absolutely outrageous that even Ferrari purists might have a meltdown. And I mean that in the best way possible. This isn't a joke, this isn't a Photoshop render. This is real. What you're looking at is a Ferrari Motorhome. Yes, a genuine Ferrari transformed into a rolling, roaring, full-functioning motorhome. Now, take a second. Breathe that in. Let your brain catch up, because I know this sounds like a contradiction in every sense. Ferrari Motorhome, a supercar reborn as a camper van. It's the kind of build that doesn't just break the rules, it burns the whole rulebook and uses it for kindling under an espresso machine in the back. From the moment I heard about this project, I knew I had to see it with my own eyes. There are wild builds, and then there are vehicles that make you question reality. And this is pure automotive fantasy turned tangible. We're starting with a Ferrari 308 GTS. Iconic, legendary, unmistakably Italian. You've seen it in movies, you've seen it in posters. You've probably dreamed about driving one at least once in your life. That classic wedge shape, the pop-up headlights, the V8 Symphony, it's everything that defines Ferrari of the late 70s and early 80s. But this one has been stretched, widened, and re-engineered into something absolutely unprecedented. Let me walk you through it. From the front, it looks like any vintage 308. Glossy Rosso Cosa paint, the unmistakable prancing horse badge, and those razor-sharp angles that scream 80s excess in the best way. The pop-up headlights still function. The front grille is intact. You can almost imagine Magnum PI hopping out with a grin. But as your eyes track the body, you realize something's very different. The roofline continues much higher than usual. The body doesn't taper into a fastback anymore. Instead, it grows, expands, evolves into a full-blown camper cabin with windows, vents, a skylight, and even a rear access ladder. The silhouette is half Italian supercar, half tiny home. And yet, somehow, it works. This isn't just a cosmetic mod. Either the entire chassis has been custom-mixed, reinforced steel framing, custom bodywork molded to match Ferrari's lines, and an aerodynamic treatment that actually pays tribute to the original shape. No corners were cut. The wheelbase is longer by several feet, the rear axle repositioned, and the cabin integrated to retain both strength and style. Let's step inside. And yes, the doors are still scissor dash style. The cockpit. Oh, it's glorious. Original leather seats, original Momo steering wheel, gated manual shifter gleaming in the center console. Analog gauges, switches with Italian labels, it's all there. But now, the back doesn't end in a cramped parcel shelf. Instead, you step through a widened opening and into something straight out of a design magazine. You're greeted with a warm interior of custom wood paneling, soft LED lighting, and clever space-saving architecture. There's a kitchenette on one side complete with an induction, cooktop, sink, countertop, espresso machine, and a compact fridge. The cabinetry is walnut, hand-built, and fitted perfectly into the contours of the camper's frame. Across from the kitchen, you've got a wraparound bench lounge upholstered in Alcantara, with a center table that converts into a second sleeping area. When you're not eating or working, this is your hangout zone. Fold-out smart TV, built-in audio, dimmable lights. It's cozy, it's modern, and yet it still feels like a nod to classic Italian style. Move further in, and yes, there's a sleeping berth in the rear. A raised double bed tucked above the engine compartment, accessible via a narrow staircase. Underneath, storage compartments, inverter systems, a 150 amp lithium battery, and a water tank cleverly hidden below the flooring. The bathroom. Compact but real. You've got a marine-style toilet, a folding sink, and a wet shower combo with an extendable head. The whole room is waterproof, ventilated, and impressively well lit. The moment you step in, you realize this is no DIY half-effort. This is precision work. It's as if Ferrari themselves had considered making a touring edition of the 308, a secret prototype that just surfaced decades later. And somehow, even with all this added weight, all this structure and functionality, the engine still sings. That 2.9-liter naturally aspirated V8 tree-mount, retuned and remounted growls like a wild animal. It's not as fast as the original, of course. With the added mass and drag, you're not burning up tracks. But who cares? This isn't about 0 to 60. This is about soul. It's about the sound echoing through the hills as you cruise the coast, knowing you're in a Ferrari that can make dinner, sleep too, and store your hiking boots. Let's talk about the man behind it all. Marco Di Santino, an ex-aerospace engineer from Milan, a guy who grew up sketching rocket ships and Ferraris in the margins of his school notebooks. When he retired, he didn't want to buy a yacht or some mansion in Tuscany. He wanted to hit the road, to travel, but he wanted to do it his way, in something no one else in the world had. And thus, the Ferrari Motorhome was born. He started with a salvaged 380A fire-damaged donor car with no future on the road. Over the course of 3 years, working out of a converted airplane hangar, he brought it back to life. Every panel, every wire, every stitch, hand-touched, he taught himself solar wiring, studied fluid systems, got certified in camper safety. This wasn't a rich guy's vanity project. This was a personal mission. And here's the wildest part. He actually lives in it. I'm serious. Marco has been traveling Europe full-time in this Ferrari Motorhome for nearly a year. Spain, France, Austria, Switzerland. He's parked next to 30-foot RVs in the Alps, pulled into vineyards, slept by the sea in Cinque Terre, and every single time, people stop. People stare. People ask the same question: is that really a Ferrari? Yes, it is. And it's also a tiny home on wheels. There's something about this vehicle that taps into something deeper than just car culture. It's the idea of refusing to compromise, of refusing to choose between two passions. Marco didn't want to give up the thrill of a Ferrari or the freedom of the road, so he combined them. He fused form and function, elegance and absurdity, nostalgia and futurism. And isn't that what this channel is all about? We're not just here to admire horsepower or admire pretty bodywork. We're here to celebrate ideas that shouldn't work, but do ideas that take courage, that make people stop and laugh and smile and dream. That's what this Ferrari Motorhome is. It's a dream, built in steel and leather and fiberglass and fuel lines. It's a love letter to the open road and a giant middle finger to convention. Now, before we close, let me answer the big questions everyone's going to ask. Yes, it's street legal, it's registered, insured, inspected, and plated. Marco worked with a team of mechanics and regulators to make sure it passed every single test. Brakes, emissions, safety, structure, it all checks out. No, it's not for sale. At least not yet. Marco says he's got a few more adventures to live before he even considers letting it go. And if he ever does, expect bidding wars. I don't care what it costs. It's going to be one of the most valuable custom vehicles in the world. And yes, it's surprisingly reliable. That V8 runs like a dream. The camper system's fully off-grid capable. 300 watts of solar, diesel, heater, insulated, walls, and even Starlink internet. This thing could survive in the desert, in the forest, or outside your local cars and coffee meet, probably all in the same week. So as we wrap up, I just want to say thank you for coming on this ride with me. Thank you for showing up with curiosity, with imagination, and with an open mind. Vehicles like this don't come around often. They challenge what's possible. They ignite something inside of us. This isn't just a Ferrari. This isn't just a motor. This is an idea. Rolling down the road at 60 miles an hour with coffee brewing in the back, and Enzo Ferrari's ghost either shaking his head or smiling quietly to himself. So if you loved this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. Drop a comment below and tell me, if you could turn any car into a camper, what would it be? Would you do a Lamborghini? A Maserati? A Rolls Royce? And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button because we've got more like this coming. We've got a Porsche 911 converted into an expedition rig, a Bentley turned into an art studio, and something involving a DeLorean and a hot tub that I still can't believe is real. This is where the weird and wonderful live, and I'm so glad you're part of it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dreaming with us, and I'll see you out there on the next beautiful, ridiculous adventure. Would you like this adapted for voiceover timing, with pauses or prompts for specific camera angles? Or turned into a video script for multiple hosts or scenes?